Hi viewers, welcome to Milestone. இத தொகுத்து வழங்குறதுக்காக நான் உங்கள் சசி வந்திருக்கேன். பொதுவா காலத்தை வென்றவன்னு யார சொல்வாங்க? ஒருவன் அவனுடைய குறிக்கோளை தன்னம்பிக்கையோடையும் விடாமுயற்சியோடையும் கொண்டு யாரை ஜெயிக்கிறாங்களோ அவங்களே தான் காலத்தை வென்றவன்னு சொல்வாங்க. அப்படிப்பட்ட வண்டர்ஃபுல் பர்சனாலிட்டி தான் ஒவ்வொரு வாரமும் நம்ம நிகழ்ச்சியில பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம். அந்த வகையில இன்னைக்கு ஒரு வண்டர்ஃபுல்லான பர்சனை தான் நமக்கு பார்க்க போறோம். Viewers, இன்னைக்கு நம்ம நிகழ்ச்சியில மீட் பண்ண போறது PS Govind Rao sir தான். இவரை பத்தி சொல்லணும்னா இவர் ஒரு ஆர்கிடெக்ட், பெயிண்டர், டிசைனர் மற்றும் மியூசிஷியன். இந்த மாதிரி இவரோட டேலண்ட்ஸ் வந்து சொல்லிக்கிட்டே போகலாம்.
Mr. P.S. Govind Rao is a versatile individual, an architect, painter, designer, musician and horticulturist. He is a senior architect known for his unique style and elegant buildings. He has advocated far ahead of his time. Environmental architecture and green spaces are his signature.
I hail from Hyderabad, studied school and college of architecture, and after completion of that I came to Chennai in 1961 for a practical training of 6 months. In my free time I was doing some paintings and used to hang them in Chelarams because I had a privilege of using that place, being a consultant to Chelarams. There's one picture here which is drawn with a pencil, and every artist comes, you want to buy that particular picture because there is something wonderful handwork and texture, imagination and its composition. So basically I am an architect, also passion is painting, and also I am very much interested in greenery and green architecture. That's how my beginning of my career, and people used to come and purchase paintings. And when I was about to leave Chennai, so one of the purchasers requested me to do his house in Chennai Toys Gardens. So I designed his house, and I became so popular, so start doing one after another, like in a year about 50 to 60 houses in Chennai. All of them are totally green and architecture. And this temple tower, it is surprisingly, to my knowledge, there have been conducted a workshop in School of Architecture, New York. And it's the greatest thing. It's happened to admire the building because of the greenery. So all my buildings are green architecture. You can see any buildings which is existing, as I said, Ramachandra, for example. It is an ocean of trees. In the middle, the building is there. Like that, many of the projects, for example, like Savera Hotel, you see, without cutting one tree, the coconut trees and other things. So I designed the Savera building in 1964. Like that, many houses, whichever the house you take. For example, I did one house for Dr. K.M. Cherian, the famous cardiologist. So right in the middle of the plot, there was a Nagalingam tree. That is, it's called Kurupitta. And every architect who has approached him, they asked to cut the tree. But somebody has recommended my name to Dr. K.M. Cherian in 1980s. So immediately when I seen that plot, the tree is in the middle, so I said, you need not cut. I'll build the building around the tree. That's how my friendship started with Dr. K.M. Cherian, who's a inventor of Madras Medical Mission, frontier line. Now he's building a medical city near Andhra Pradesh. So that is my major thinking is always I like plants. In 1964, I visited Delhi. There I have seen Dr. Agnihotri. He's a ICS officer who was taking care of Raj Bhavan, all the public buildings, great public buildings of Delhi. So from that, his work, I inspired to train bonsai trees. That is, I am having trees 40 years old, 50 years old, and they are older than my children. So you can visit my gallery, 9th floor of Temple Tower, where you can find my paintings, my art and glass, and these bonsai trees. Now I am studying a further one step ahead is Saikai. So already I made about 20 Saikai examples. So many more I am going to do. I am gathering all the materials for it. Like you can see in a small tray, a huge rock and water and trees, and it will look like a landscape. To create within say 1 foot by 1.5 foot, 1 by 2, like that. This is called a Saikai. It is advanced study of bonsai. The plants look like miniature trees. Especially I made another attempt, art and glass, which has been also displayed with all the waste, any objects available of a glass collected and displayed in such a form, it looks surprisingly for an eye to give a thinking what can be done with ideas and creations. I was associated with A.V. Mayap Chettiar, who has given me a very big hand in 1960s to do all his works. Being myself such a young architect, he used to encourage and used to admire my work and We all sat together and designed that globe which rotates in avions on the gate. That is very, very popular among the public and among the artists, among everybody. That is the landmark of Chennai. Had a great aptitude towards the structures, which is, I used to see different forms, different shapes and different structures. For example, if you see Corporation Bank of Chennai, it is circular. And if you see temple steps, it looks like a circulars, but it is a square building inside. Number 3, Ramachandra Medical College, I designed a portico which is 60 feet by 40 feet. It is standing on 4 pillars and the roof is separate and pillars are separate.
ஒவ்வொரு பெரிய அச்சீவர்ஸ்க்கும் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், வெல்விஷர்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய லாயலிஸ்ட் இருப்பாங்க. அந்த வகையில் இன்னைக்கு நம்ம PS கோவிந்த ராவ் சார் பற்றி அவங்களுடைய ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், வெல்விஷர்ஸ் என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னு கேட்கலாமா?
Govind Rao is a very, very special friend, very important and colorful personalities who gives character to the city of Chennai. It's a strange friendship in the sense we don't belong to the same age groups. There's a very interesting mutuality in our friendship. There's a very interesting give and take and understanding. And it was wonderful from around the time when we met over 25 years ago, when Mr. Govind Rao and my colleagues Chandralekha and Dashrath Patel and Kamala, his wife, we all were an interesting group of people who just laughed and laughed all the time. We have this mutual admiration, his wonderful concern for life, for nature, for art, for forms, and most importantly for friendships. I think that's what distinguishes him most, that he forms very, very deep friendships and tremendous sense of loyalty and connection, which is a very rare quality nowadays. So in that sense, he's been an inseparable part of our lives, and I've seen him in that sense move from his different identities. At one moment he's a leading architect, at another moment, if you catch him early morning, he's a gardener. If you travel with him in the car, then he's a great storyteller.
Mr. Govind Rao has been a friend for the past more than 35 years. I had purchased a property in Taylor's Woodkey Park. And the reason why I purchased that property was, there was one tree. That tree was very, very special to me because it happened to be the Nagalingam or the cannonball tree. And that time when I saw this, it had flowers from the top up to the ground. So I was planning to build a house there, and I asked few of my architectural friends to give me a plan, a sketch. According to most of them, that tree would not have been there because they all wanted to cut it and have backyard or garden or whatever it is, barbecue area, etc.
First of all, he is a very fine gentleman, and he is known to the family for a very, very long time, and he happened to help us to do this medical college and hospital in 1984-85. He was the one who gave us the complete plan architecture of this building is done by Govind Rao uncle, and man of great vision, very creative man, and very simple. Is loved by one and all. And this building, which had come up in the period of about 12 to 16 months time, this was constructed. And he was so efficient that he had an excellent team with him to help us out in the detail engineering and in constructing this place the way my dad wanted. From outside you can't see the building, but as you drive in only you see the building, because he was very particular that the building should be away from the main road, say about 400 meters away. Govind Rao uncle always liked to preserve nature, and he would never allow us to even cut a plant. And he made sure that he told my father that greenery is a must for a future generation. The relationship and the connection with Govind Rao uncle goes back very, very long time. He's a family member, and auntie, Mrs. Govind Rao, was a jewel in his crown. We miss her a lot. She was an excellent lady.
An artist, if you notice, his paintings are almost three-dimensional, and the background always consists of trees, plants, water bodies, and his signature is his lotus. And he continued this being a very keen bonsai gardener and also a Saikai artist. Saikai is basically landscape gardening in a miniature way. And that means, and this as an architect, he brings a perspective which I think most Saikai growers will not be able to envision it. He has a lot of rock formations in his Saikai, which are almost architectural in nature. There is one small trait in Mr. P.S. Govind Rao, is his innate courtesy to all human beings. And that makes it a pleasure to work with him, and this courtesy extends to almost everybody, whether it's his peer group or to his people working with him, his people, carpenters, his masons, anybody. So it is this plus point which brings out the maximum and the best. People associate and deliver the best to him.
My father, an eminent and accomplished architect for the past 4 decades, has a name for himself for his art form, the way he designed his projects. Today, I am very proud to say that I am a son who has learned a lot from him. 25% only I can say my college taught me. The rest was from my father. He has a unique style in his architecture. Green spaces, most important of all. This is how I incorporated some of my father's designs along with my sculpture art and motifs and all sorts of things into his buildings. A perfect example would be Kalinya Arangam, where he designed, where I incorporated my style of temple architecture, traditional architecture, Dravidian art, and it became a very big success. It was very challenging, but today it stands tall. So that's such a lovely thing to be working with my father. As an artist also, Mr. P.S. Govind Rao, my father, he has unique style in his art. he mainly concentrates on rural forms, rural women, his most favorite, let's say. I could also say that he's a woman's man as far as his art is concerned. So various forms of rural folk art he has managed to capture with his ideas and with his imagination, and which he has brought out in all his paintings. And it was also another inspiration for me. And I can be proud to say that he says I'm a better artist than him, but I don't think so. Anyways, I have learned a lot from him as far as art is also concerned, not only architecture. And through the years, I have nurtured this kind of art also through his training, through his way of life. So I think he's a legend.
இன்னைக்கு நிகழ்ச்சியை பாத்தீங்களா, ரொம்பவே ரசிச்சிருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இன்னைக்கு நம்ம நிகழ்ச்சியில PS கோவிந்த் ராவ் சார் பத்தி நிறைய விஷயங்கள் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டோம். ஸோ இந்த நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு உறுதுணையாக இருந்த ஷெரன் பட்டி டாக்குமெண்ட்ரி ஃபிலிம் மேக்கர் அவங்களுக்காக ராஜ் மியூசிக்ஸ் மற்றும் டீம் சார்பாக அவங்களுக்கு மிகப்பெரிய நன்றி தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறோம்.